welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are already part of the family, thank you so much for coming again. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Kiara Selena. I'm a practical nurse, and on my channel I mainly talk about nursing, but we also do a bit of beauty, hair, and makeup. I post every single week. I communicate with my subscribers frequently on my community section, and I'm also very easy to reach on my social media platforms, which I will leave down below. So please, if you are into these types of videos, please make sure you subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you won't miss another video from me again. I thought we would do another fun video and that we would answer some frequently Googled nursing questions, right? There are a lot of people out there who are doing research about nurses, who have questions for nurses, and I thought I would be the perfect person to answer them because why not? This question is, are nurses happy? Which is a really funny question to me. I mean, I can't really speak for other nurses. Personally, I am happy. However, even though there are some nurses out there who are unhappy, I know that a lot of people have experiences with like some really mean nurses out there. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are unhappy because of nursing. You guys need to also remember that nurses are, you know, wives, mothers, sisters, you know, like they have a life outside of the hospital or outside of the residence or clinic or wherever it is that they work. They are regular people. We are regular people just like everybody else. So even if our issues are not always related to nursing, we also have our own personal issues at home. And sometimes some people have a really hard time keeping their problems at home once they enter the workplace, and they kind of tend to take their problems and, or, you know, lash out on their patients for issues that they're dealing with at home. Like I said, I can't really speak for other nurses. I know I'm happy. The nurses that I know seem to be happy, but once again, we all have our own personal issues that we deal with. So, I mean, no one can really answer that question for sure. Maybe there's like some type of stat on how happy nurses are. It's probably bogus. The question is, are nurses respected? Which is another really funny question. I mean, I guess it depends. Nurses are respected. I mean, when you talk about nurses outside, you know, in society, I would say that most people respect nurses because nursing is seen as a very noble profession, since, you know, we are taking care of the sick, and sometimes we are putting ourselves at risk in order to take care of others. So it is seen as a very noble profession, I guess, same as like with doctors, you know, military personnel, you know, anybody who's kind of like putting others before themselves. It's seen as a very noble thing. So I would say that yes, nurses are respected. However, sometimes as a nurse, you walk into, you know, your work environment, your workplace, and sometimes other medical professionals may try to get a bit disrespectful, and sometimes you may have to check them real quick, put them in place, especially like doctors. Sometimes doctors can be very rude, and you have to put them in their place and let them know that you are not their daughter. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But for the most part, I would say nurses are respected, in my opinion. I see is, are nurses in demand in Canada? Yes, nurses are in demand in Canada. I think nurses are in demand everywhere. Like, I don't think there is any country out there that does not need nurses. Nurses are needed everywhere. So yes, nurses are in high demand in Canada. Where I live, they are hiring. I mean, you can literally quit a job today and probably find another job in 3 days, honestly. That's like how easy it is to find a job. So yes, nurses are in demand in Canada, and I think nurses are pretty much in demand everywhere, especially with how crazy the world is becoming today. Nurses are in demand, and they are paying bank. Are nurses rich? Okay, y'all, look. Nurses, there probably are some nurses out there who are rich, but not because of nursing. Maybe they have some type of business. Maybe they're like into entrepreneurship, and, you know, things are just going well for them in like their own business. But are you going to become rich by becoming a nurse? Like, no, you're not going to become rich by becoming a nurse. Like, no. Becoming a nurse is not a lottery ticket. Don't get me wrong, you will be comfortable. It doesn't matter what level of nursing you choose to do, you will be comfortable. Now, if you are a nurse practitioner, and if you compare a nurse practitioner's salary to mine, I mean, their salary is pretty much double what I make, depending on how much I work. Because if I really, really put in work and I really, really want to make money, I can make money as a nurse. There's always opportunities for overtime and stuff like that. So you can make very, very good money as a nurse. But are you going to be rich? No, you're not going to be rich. You will be comfortable. You will be able to buy a house. You will be able to take care of your family. You will be able to, you know, travel and do, you know, nice things. But you're probably not going to, you know, buy a Lambo or, you know, a Ferrari with nursing money. It's just, no, that's not what's going to happen. The question is, are nurses smart? And personally, I would like to think so. I would say yes, nurses are smart. We go through a lot to get this license, okay? It doesn't matter what level of nursing you do. It's a lot of schooling, it's a lot of reading, it's a lot of hard work. There are a lot of things that you have to memorize. Don't get me wrong. A lot of the things you really learn when you're hands-on and when you're like in the hospital, kind of, you know, really like seeing and experiencing and doing, you know, a lot of your learning comes from clinicals. But before going to clinicals and even knowing what to do on clinicals and even understanding what to do, not what to do, but like really understanding how to nurse, you have to kind of go through that theory part of nursing school. And that theory part of nursing school is extensive and it's hard. It's hard. It's a lot of reading. It's a lot of studying, but it is doable. It's not impossible. Obviously, there are different levels of nurses. I mean, I probably cannot compare myself and my level of nursing knowledge to like a nurse anesthesiast or something like that, because they're just on a whole different level. But yes, I would say that nurses are smart, like very smart. The question is, are nurses allowed to take strike? I don't really know the answer to this. I don't really feel like I've been in nursing long enough to like, you know about all the strike stuff. Personally, I've never really experienced a nursing strike since I've been in the nursing field, even when I was a CNA. I don't think nurses are allowed to take strike. I mean, it's not something that's like written in our contract when we get a job. Like, yeah, like you're allowed to take strike, by the way. Like, no, it's kind of a decision that I guess nurses choose to make, you know, when they feel like, you know, they're being taken advantage of, or when they feel like they're not being valued, or when they feel like their needs are not being met, right? So it's something that they do, but I mean, I don't know if they're allowed to do it. I mean, I haven't heard of any nurses being like arrested from going on strike. So maybe no, maybe yeah, I don't know. You guys find out and let me know in the comments. Are nurses unionized? In most cases, yes. If you are a nurse, you will definitely be unionized. In Canada, especially in the province that I live in, it can be a little bit different because we have private facilities that are privately owned, and then we have government facilities that are government-owned facilities. If you work for the government, you will be unionized 100% all the time, even as a CNA. Even as, like, it doesn't matter what you are going to be unionized. I think even the cooks are unionized in like government facilities, but in private facilities, no. Sometimes they don't have unions. Most times if you're working in a private facility, you will not be unionized. Now I know that in the States it works differently, and I don't know exactly how it is in other provinces, but I would say for the most part, yes, as a nurse, you are unionized, but there are some rare cases where you will not be unionized, like if you work in a private facility, like I just mentioned. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the frequently Googled questions. If you guys have any other questions that you guys want to ask me, please feel free to do so in the comment section down below. But that is pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like and share. And wow, I cannot speak English. If you are not yet part of my family, please make sure you do so by subscribing and turning on your notification bell so you will be notified whenever I post future content. I really hope to see you all in my next one. Bye.